Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about smart city concept. What is that IoT architecture? How it is designed for smart city, and they are just one sample example of smart city. They are designed with Padova smart city, and what are the things we can do with the IoT with the smart city concept. So already we were like if you know what is IoT, what is an introductions only you would have known what is IoT. So you can call it as, you can say it is a data integration, or you can call it as custom SI or financial connectivity, integration of platform. It's a portal. It's a platform as a service. So many things we can tell about IoT. So if I take IoT, so there are in the futures, no, there will be billions of millions of devices will be connected. In 2025, we see most of the devices will be connected with the internet. And earlier days, if I take internet, only mobile and your desktop was connected with the internet. But now, if you take, as of now, if you take, no, there will be huge number of devices which will be connected with the internet. So there are, for example, if you take, no, now in foreign and all, if you take, you are your plug points are connected with the plug points are coming such a way that it is connected with your internet. Your switches also you can connect with the internet. So everything we can control with the internet, so that in a future generation everything is automation. So they are predicting like in a future they are predicting more number of devices to be connected in our through the internet. And then with the help of internet we can anybody, like anybody can access like from where anywhere you can access the devices. And then you can get the any services or any business through the internet, or in any time we can connect with the any of the devices. So these are all everything we can connect to the internet. Okay, if you take here, they were just started the timeline from 2000 and 2020. So how the internet of things are grown. So here they say that in 2000 and all we used to have RFID tag for targeting routing, and for identifying inventory and any loss they were using RFID tag. Later they just went for surveillance, security, and transport food safety. For that they moved towards that. And then they again later they went with moving locating the people and every object. And then later the ability to monitor the distance object. Like this the things were moving towards your uh, IoT. So if you take in this here, you have a you have so even sensors, they are few they software agents and advanced sensor towards that. Your physical world is moving completely towards the connectivity towards the internet. So this is how the timeline they started. Now if you take when I take a smart city concept, so in this, there are, if you see this particular slide, you can see here, there are what and all the things it is connected, they are showing here. Okay. Here, if you take your vehicle, this vehicle, and then here you have bicycle, here you have some, like some of the vehicles, and you are, here you have a petrol bunk. So everything were connected with your internet. So this, because of everything is connected through the internet, we can manage it very efficiently. Okay. Now if you take why you want to go to the smart city is uh, like most of the like from if you take most of the world population comes from urban area, and economic output also come from urban area only. And like in 2000 14, if you see, 54% of your population are from urban area only. So that's why just we want to make the complete city as a smart city so that we can have a connectivity to all the remote things so that we can save the time, and we can even like we can save the lives of the people, and we can save the resources, everything we can, like you can provide a security, and then most of the people are working people, then we can remotely, they can monitor their house. All this they can do with the if they go for connecting everything with the internet. Okay, now why they are what is our aim of smart cities? To support better living, and for more opportunities are created, and improve the quality of overall residence, and then use your resources, better use of resources, and reducing your cost and public administration, operational cost of public administration. So if you are not, it's not automated for for example, if you take your waste management, if it is automated, no, like we'll see how that for every field, no, we'll be just discussing a small projects uh, based on Arduino, or we can discuss based on Raspberry Pi, what are the sensors are available, how we can program, and how we can design your IoT based, but IoT based that particular system. Okay, so if you take a smart waste management system, no, so if it is smartly managed, no, what will happen is we are not going to spend like if the dustbins in the remote area, some of the areas, the dustbins will be half filled, or some of the areas it will be full, completely filled, and it's overflowing. So this, no, what will happen is if you don't use IoT concept, simply whether the dustbin is filled or not, simply the person, BBMP person, has to go to that particular ward and collect the waste, and whether if it's 20% filled also, he has to collect. Instead of that, wisely, if you incorporate your IoT in this field, what happens is, so we are reducing the rating, like filled 90%. So instead of going to the place where the dustbins are not filled, we can go to our vehicle, we can route the vehicle to the place where the dustbins are completely filled. So because of this, what happens is your public, like your admin, like your BBMP vehicles, instead of going to all the area, it will go only where the dusts are completely filled. So you are saving the fuel, you are saving the time of the people. So all this thing we are doing. And one more thing, if it is overflowing, before overflow, we can call the that automatically the BBMP people will come to know that there in a particular area the dust, the waste is overflowing, so that it can avoid the unnecessary like health issues in the area where because of the dust waste overflow, there are a lot of chances of some diseases are causing bacteria and all will be like spreading, so that we can avoid. And even with your particular waste management, if you take, it will properly segregate your wet waste and dry waste through the sensor. If somebody is putting your wet waste in the dry waste dustbin, no, so if you have a humidity sensor, which is a master sensor, which is there in the dustbin, it will identify if it is wrongly placed. So we can avoid all those things if you properly can plan this, so that your waste will be like smart waste management will help your city to clear the waste efficiently. So if you take, a smart city, if you take, these are all the areas they have. Uh, we can concentrate on these areas so that we can make our city smart. So here they just give, first one is structural health of a building. Structural health of a building can be monitored with IoT by using some of the sensors which is available in the building for identifying the cracks inside the building, and then if any, like it will some pressure sensor, all this it will be embedded in when they are building a when they are constructing the building. These sensors will be part of a building. They will keep that sensors. This will tell you the what is the health of the building, whether like some cracks are happening in that or something are going to happen. Uh, this may lead to collapsing of a building. So that way it can monitor the structural health of a building. And waste management, air quality. There are sensors are there for a particular identifying particular gases. So you can so if you can go there in electronic city, like I have seen there, but there are so many places you can see. Even in Silk Board also, they have kept one board. They show that what is the oxygen level, nitrogen level. Display will be there always. That display will be showing the major gases, how much it is there in the environment. If you possible, if you people can go somewhere, you can observe that type of board which shows you the currently in environment what are the type of gases, like uh, harm causing gases, how much is there, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, all this will that percentage will be given, like they are shown in that. So how that happens is through the sensors only. So those sensor will identify the percentage of the gases which is available there, and then it will give you the quality monitoring, air quality monitoring. It is used to help identify the pollutions which is happening in the environment. And if you take noise monitoring, there are in each signals there will be a sensors which will absorb the sound, and those sound it will help you to uh, like whenever more like particular vehicle is causing more sound, that you can catch hold of that vehicle, and then you can find those people so that further they will not do that. And then for that you are using road proximity, occupancy. For that parking, for that you can use your noise monitoring. And then traffic congestion you can control with the IoT. And then city energy consumption you can identify with the help of IoT. So where you can see you can have a solar panel for energy, and then which are the particular area where the more of energy is consumed. All this we can monitor with the city energy consumption. And smart parking. So smart parking. So that by using IoT, we can design an app before the customer goes to the particular mall or particular for a metro station or somewhere where the huge number of people are available. Uh, and then smart lighting based on the like traffic, like your street lights will be automatically switched off based on the environmental light. So by using a light sensors, we can design the smart lighting. And then automation of public building means, so like they'll keep a uh, motion sensors and IR sensor, so that they will identify the people who are coming in and going out of the building. So the count, how many have come and how many have left the building. So that automation of public buildings we can do it. And then like by for this current situation also we can design an IoT for a COVID crisis, where we can see that how the social distances are maintained, which are the places they are violating the social distances. In later this crisis, if you take it will not go till the end of this year. So maybe number of cases may be reduced, but we have to follow a disciplined way of this thing till this crisis goes or some medicines are found. For that reason, when the public buildings are opened, when malls are opened, they can use some of the IoT based this thing to check for the social distancing. So those devices you can keep in your building. So anybody who are violating this, you can identify. So this and all we can do with your in your city. These things if we incorporate, you may make your city as a smart city. So now each and everything how it is happening one by one we'll see. So first one we'll see the structural health of a building. So you can see here in the structural health of a building. So there are some sensors which is kept here. So it will send the information to the Wi-Fi. Through the Wi-Fi, it will send the information. And whenever that building is, there is no, like this sensors will identify the cracks in the building. Even this type of this thing, sensors are used in the water dam also. So your IoT you can use in your civil projects also. It is not that IoT is only for computer science or electronics. So IoT can be adopted in most of the field. If your most structural health of a building, there are a lot of research papers are available. How the structural health of a building is identified by using your IoT. So these sensors they have kept in the building. So anything crack occurs to that, that will be indicated to earlier. Earlier only it will be communicated to the concerned people. Using Internet of Things or smart waste management using Internet of Things. So the detection and monitoring and management of waste is in one of the primary problem of the most of the cities. Okay, earlier we used to call like our Bangalore as a garden city. Now because you can see everywhere that garbage is piled up. So they used to so recent they used to tell it as a garbage city instead of garden city because of the garbages pile of garbages which is collected in most of the area. Because of overpopulation in our city, there are lot of garbages or tons of garbages are produced daily. So traditional way of monitoring the waste bins are it's a difficult process, and it utilizes more human effort and time and cost, which can easily be avoided with our present technologies by using IoT. So manually doing is a very difficult task. Now, if you go with the IoT based thing, what will happen is if you go with IoT based thing, it allows the trash collections in the plan based on the sensor which is used there. It will identify the dustbin which is already filled. So we can reduce the man effect, and then it's like dynamically we can route to the positions to identify the your uh, your dustbins which is completely filled. Now we just simple project I will just simple project design I'll explain with Arduino board. Like all Arduino board is a microcontroller. It's not SOC. It's not SOC like Raspberry Pi. It's just simple microcontroller. It uses Atmel process microcontrollers series, and then by using Arduino Uno microcontroller, we can design a simple waste management project. Even we can deploy this in the real time also. Now, if you take in each dustbin, they are fixing ultrasonic sensor. So ultrasonic sensor, it is going to identify, like ultrasonic sensors will be kept in the in one maximum level where garbage is some maximum level you are designed for the this. If you take a dustbin, so on the top of the dustbin they will fix your ultrasonic sensor. So the ultrasonic sensor projects you can use ultrasonic sensor HCSR0 for ultrasonic sensor. So it will that will identify the like what is the waste level. So if your waste level is closer to the sensor, it immediately will identify object detected. So your, like if it's a far, or you can keep some threshold level for garbage filling. So if your garbage is very closer to the sensor, it will identify that sensor. And even you can have a Wi-Fi shield, ESP8266 Wi-Fi shield you can take for communicating this information to the remote app or any of the web page. You can communicate from this to the remote application. So because your Arduino, if you take your Raspberry Pi, it comes with a Wi-Fi. Raspberry Pi 3 comes with a Wi-Fi. So we can, no need of Wi-Fi module. So, but in Arduino, there is no inbuilt Wi-Fi module is available. So we should use a Wi-Fi shield. The Wi-Fi shield is, you can use ESP8266 Wi-Fi shield and Arduino board, and like you can connect your sensors and you can fix those sensors, like connect, there are jumper wires are there, you can connect the sensors and shield your Arduino thing. And whenever the your ultrasonic sensor identifies the like distance of the object, it's actually how this works is through the ultrasonic waves, it measures the distance of the object. That's how the sensor works. And a sensor emits the ultrasonic wave and receives the wave reflected back from the target. So there are two thing is available, which emits the wave, which receives the wave. Okay, the ultrasonic sensor measures the distance to the target by measuring the time between the emission and reception of the waves. That's how your ultrasonic sensor works. So it finds the distance. Okay, if your distance is like near the sensor, if your garbage is available very closer to the sensor, that means your dustbins are completely filled. If your garbage is available little far from our sensor, that means your garbage has to be filled. So from threshold we can keep for the distance, and then when this crosses the threshold distance is crossed, then we can send the information to the remote server by using ESP module. It's a ESP Wi-Fi module is a self-contained SoC which is integrated with TCP/IP protocol stack. Okay, by TCP/IP protocol stack that can give an sir, I can mute also.
Yes, no, you continue, ma'am. I'll mute now.
ESP8266 Wi-Fi model is a self-contained SoC which is integrated with TCP/IP protocol stack and can give any any microcontroller access to Wi-Fi network. Okay, so by by using here you have a receiver and transmission pin and GPIO and reset, ground, all those things. You have to connect it properly with the microcontroller so that it will send us signal. And then so here how the working of these three microcontroller, we have ESP model, Wi-Fi model, and then we have your ultrasonic sensor. These three things if you have, we can design a smart dustbin. Not only like many people would have done small project with a smart dustbin by taking the smaller dustbin which is available in our home, but the same thing you can incorporate with the BBMP dustbins also. So these three components are important for us. And then ultrasonic sensor will be placed on the interior side of the lid, and then it is facing towards the waste. As on the trash increase, the waste increase, the distance between the ultrasonic and waste is decreases. The live data will be sent to our microcontroller. Live data will be sent to the microcontroller. Microcontroller then send the data to the cloud. You can use any of the cloud, like you can use ThinkSpeak cloud. There are different cloud platforms are available. How you are building your app, to that you can send the cloud. So you have one Android platform for monitoring the sensor. You can use that Android platform, Android app for that. So the Android app for this thing is, you have something called as Virtuno, is an Android app for monitoring sensor, and control the electrical device via Bluetooth. And then you can use your local Wi-Fi network for this, so that the data can be stored in your server. So from the server, the data will be, the information will go to the truck. The app will be available with the truck drivers. So what they will do is, they will there will be like one particular truck will be associated with some set of a dustbin and some set of a ward. Okay, in this, whenever it will, instead of going for the dustbin, which is less wastage, for example, 28% is filled, 40% is filled, and then we have 95% filled and 86% filled. So then you can route your truck to the dustbin, which is filled with 86% and 95%, instead of routing your truck to the dustbin, which is only 28%. So what are the advantage of this type of waste management system is, this solution is optimizes the waste collection, and it routes and schedules based on the real-time historical data. And even it is going to provide a predictive analytics to enable the decision making ahead of time, and offers the consultation on the waste bin allocation. And one more thing is cost reduction. Our smart waste logistics solution reduces the waste collection frequency dramatically, which enables you to save the fuel and labor and maintenance cost. So this is advantage of this. And even no, it gives improved cleanliness to the city. For example, in densely populated area, rapid waste generation often leads to overflowing of a waste bin. And sometimes there will be unsightly streets will be there. There will be overflowing of a waste bin. Our waste management solution gives the information to the collection staff to read the bin levels in a real time and receive the notification of waste overflows. And because this is it improves the cleanliness of the environment. Environment, there will be some pollution level will be reduced, and all these things we are achieving, like these kind of things we are achieving with the smart waste management. Here I have showed you, here 2 dustbins are there. Whatever the project I discussed now, we can incorporate in this dustbin. So this is your Wi-Fi model. That Wi-Fi model will send the data to the truck, so that it can identify which is overflowing, and then it can go and collect the waste. So next is air quality. So in air quality, we are using some sensors to measure the carbon level continuously, and then with Android smartphone, and then you can give the GPS information for the user location, and so that whichever the area the air pollution is more, that we can identify. And if you take noise monitoring, so where you have for noise monitor, they have kept the devices here. This device will absorb if a noise level which is emitting by a particular vehicle is more. This particular sensor which is kept here in a street light, this will observe and this will send the information to that, so that they can find those vehicles, and they can identify those vehicles, and further in the next level, those type of vehicle will be again the same thing is happening in that vehicle. We can see that vehicle, that we can do it. And then in traffic congestion monitoring, we are using IoT. All the device, like here, the complete traffic is controlled with the help of IoT device. Even some of the projects are designed for some of the project you can design for the purpose of automating your signals to leave a space, so like leave a way for your ambulance. So that and all we can design with the help of IoT, so that whenever the ambulance comes, we can redirect that, so that for your signals, we can alter the signals, and then we can redirect your ambulance so that it can reach to the hospital early. So that we can do with IoT. So when remotely that ambulance coming, that through the GPS we can get the signals in the traffic. So that signals, because your ambulance is coming far from the signal, before that only the information will come to the signals. So the signals before that ambulance reaches 5-10 minutes before to the signal, then only we knew that some ambulance is coming, so that we can manage the current vehicle in the signal, so that we can change the signal conditions, and then we can lead the way for that, so that we can save the life of many people. And then if a traffic is morely congested in particular area, so we those informations through the app will get, and then we can avoid the taking that particular route, if provided we have some other route where less traffic is there. So instead of everybody going and stucking in the same signal, we can take other route priorly if we know that. So these things and all we can incorporate with the help of IoT. And then energy consumption. If you take energy consumption, so there are different level of energies we have. So those energy consumption we can monitor. Okay, and then like your power, and then you can use your power, and then water resources you can manage. So for what city energy consumption, it comes with our power, water resources, and other type of energies which was used by the public. So for example, for water resources and power, in automated power monitoring, we can do it with buildings and all, where there are, for that you can see the how many people are available in the particular room. Based on that, we can increase the AC, or we can decrease the AC levels. And how many people are available in the building will be identified with the help of carbon dioxide level, which is you can have a gas sensor which will identify the carbon dioxide level. So the CO2 level will tell you that how many people are present in the building. So based on that, we can um, alter the power consumption of the devices. So your AC level you can reduce if a number of people are less. If a number of people are more, automatically we can increase the AC level. And nobody is present, you can switch off the AC, because usually in the public places and all, if you take, they actually, some manually, if the people wants to switch off everything, usually they will do at the end of a day. End of the day, they will go and they will switch on all the fan and light and all. But in between, if there are some people are not present in the particular room in your office and all, they will not monitor manually. So in this scenario, if you use IoT based solution, we can save the power. So here we can switch off and switch on the lights automatically based on the humans availability in the room, so that we can monitor, so that we can energy consumption we can save. And then one more thing what we can do is for water waste management, those there are sensors are available. So that sensors, if whenever the person keeps the hand near the tap, it will open, or some or like waste water level in a tank overflow and all, we can avoid with the help of sensors and IoT technology. So only with the sensors we have already so many devices which will pump automatically water to the tank. Once the tank is filled, it will switch off the your motor automatically. That and all, if you tell, it's an embedded product. So embedded product, if you take, that is your embedded product whichever you are using, no, that will be your IoT. If you consider, it's a physical layer. So only the device and device communication will be happening. Now that device communication through the internet, if you are controlling, then it will become Internet of Things. So Internet of Things, basically, if you take Internet of Things, basically, if you take consider only one layer where you have board and only sensor, if you are interacting, that will become embedded system only. So that from the whatever the data which is collected from the embedded system, that data, if you are transmitting to the cloud, through the cloud, if you are monitoring, then it will become Internet of Things. So energy consumption we can monitor, so that in a in most of the time in office and schools and colleges. So wherever there are energy waste is happening, through the remote we can monitor the energy waste, through the cloud we can monitor the energy waste, and we will automatically we can control those devices. And even energy consumptions in industries we can do. So through the um, your microcontrollers, and through the internet cloud we can control remotely. And then next is smart parking. So smart parking, if you take smart parking, so this is your parking slot. Okay, now here there are some here already it is occupied, but here if some sensor they are kept here, this sensor maybe if you take, you can keep your ultrasonic sensor only. So ultrasonic sensor, you can keep your ultrasonic sensors in the parking lot. So when some vehicle is parked, ultrasonic sensor will have a distance measure less. If no vehicle is available, no object is available, the distance measure will be more. So this information will be sent through the Wi-Fi that this parking slots are available. Now any vehicle you want to go, like I want to go to that particular place, and then I will just see that whether parking slot is available. Then I can book that available free parking slot. So even in the malls also, we can book earlier only the parking slot, so that when we reaches there will not be any problem with the parking. So this we can do with the smart parking. And next we have something called a smart lighting. So smart lighting, there will be a so this is actually this is completely, this is parking space finding, the previous concept only. So they are showed in a clear demonstration. Now here one sensor detect the parking space is occupied or vacant. The sensors are attached in this thing, and this will inform. You have a smart app which is installed in your mobile, which will request for the parking space. It will request for a parking space, and then you can pay your parking fee directly through the app. No need to go and manually pay the fee, and you can pay it through the app. Okay, and then because we were already paid, we can go on park. And sometimes here the vehicle number special permit, these are all the administrator vehicle where you have a special permit for that. And then this is some vehicle access control to the traffic areas such as like residential parking. So here actually this is your first one year sensor, and then this person wants this person wants the parking slot, so he said he books through the app, so then he will occupy this. So this will reduce the manual intervention to check there and go for a parking. And some people know, if they what they will do is, if they go to the particular places, they will park wherever some unnecessary places, and all that and all we can avoid. And everything is clearly specified how to park. So even it will route the car in which way to go. For example, the parking slot is available here somewhere, and then it will give your map will give you the how to go to the parking slot. Whether like because it is here, it will tell you the distance measure also. So you have to go till some 300 meters, and then you have to take left. So everything it will get where your parking slot is available. Because of that, it will help you for intelligent way of parking. We can achieve, and this is how you can achieve a smart parking. And next is smart lighting. Actually, in a smart lighting, if you take here, there are light sensors are available in the light sensors available in the street light. So light sensors will um, like it will capture the environment light. So environment light is more, it is more, some threshold value they will keep. So that is more, then what it will do is it will not switch on the light. Otherwise, it will switch on the light automatically. So you have some Wi-Fi model to give you the information to the remote monitoring center about the switching off, switching on of your light. So in this way, we can save your energy, and when we are doing with the like IoT based smart lighting system, if we are incorporated, so you can save the energy. Now next we have automation of building. So automation of building, if you take, there are so many um, applications they are given here. For example, you have, for example, water systems we can automate. Okay, and then you have vending machines, automatic vending machines, which we can, which we can, instead of having the shops, automatic vending machines we can have. And then fire alarm panels we can design with IoT. And then you can card readers, that is one, for entering into the your building, you can have a card reader and intrusion detection system. So there are so many ways we can automate the public buildings. So in this public buildings, if you take, cameras are there, so every public movements are monitored through the camera. So anything happens, we can identify with the footages. And then in smart waste management also we can incorporate in the public building. And then you can achieve or whatever I've seen previously, all this we can automate in the public building, so that you can you can save the energy, and you can save the manual power. Everything you can save with this public buildings. And then next you have something IoT architecture for smart cities. That is a concept. So they are just showed one web service approach based architecture for communicating with your remote devices, and they discuss about the protocols and all. So this I just give a brief idea. Further, your faculties will continue this. I'll just give the brief idea how it is happening on this. So in this architecture, we have a IoT nodes, your devices IoT nodes, and your cloud is available. And then there are different types of protocols they are using for communicating with us. This they are using HTTP, XML, TCP, UDP, IPv6, all this protocol for communicating with this cloud infrastructure. And this architecture may be useful for you. Otherwise, in the textbook, which architecture is discussed, no, that you can refer. Actually, this is a little complicated architecture in a smart city architecture, which is available in your textbook. No, that you can refer for your further for writing in exams and all. That particular architecture you can refer. This is a little complicated architecture, which is we no need to refer this architecture. Okay, Ravin sir.